I'm like, who the fuck are you? Evil Twin, bitch. That cool?
Bitch, I been partying all my life. Since a kid, I been involved with drugs. Homies starting fights. In the end, it will get resolved with guns. Your best friend for your girl. How to trust anyone you heartless. Kill the bystander, devils in the scene.
Okay, y'all, we are here with the one and only Rittz. He's in the building.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think like half of my members know exactly who you are, and some of them are big fans of yours. Right. Other people that don't know who you are, Rittz is a rapper who's been around since like 2010.
Yeah.
I used to tour with a group called Rehab. I used to open up for them. And then the year that I stopped doing that, Rittz came on board. And that's how I found out who you were. And I was always amazed at your rapping skills, your ability. I think especially at that time, it was at a time where white rappers were. Before that, I was like, there was only one that could do it at a time, and Eminem took that crown.
Yeah.
And then
it was at a pivotal moment.
Yeah. And then it started to branch out a little bit, but you were one of the few rappers that I think people looked at, and color had nothing to do with it. Your ability is nasty. And you're, I would say, heavily influenced by Twista.
For sure.
And you've done multiple records with this man.
Yeah, I did a couple. I did a few.
Seems like a very professional cat.
Oh, man, he's great. Dude.
OG.
And plus,
been through it all.
Being a fan of his is like,
right.
It's like Twista on the track with me. Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
And most recently, you seem to collaborate with Mike Posner often.
Yeah, since the beginning, like of me, like actually taking it to the next level of like doing it professionally and doing it for a living. You know, I met Mike Posner. We actually met online, and went to his house in Hollywood, and he
really,
he did a hook for me. And then he did a hook that I wrote.
It says a lot that he works with you because I consider him to be a real artist. He's a guy that didn't need the money.
Oh, he's a hit maker, yeah.
And he gravitated towards you, and so that's the collaboration.
Shout out to Bootleg Kev. That's who hooked that up. And like when I met Mike, he's like, come to my house out here in the hills. And I'm in the suburbs in Atlanta. I'm like, I'm in the Hollywood Hills at Mike Posner's house. But yeah, he did. He sung a song that I wrote, which most artists like that don't sing what other people write.
Sure.
And then he gave me Switch Lanes, and Switch Lanes just went platinum. Finally, you know, it took a long time, but I finally got a platinum record. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So Mike Posner did a lot for my career, man. A lot, dude.
Shout out to Mike Posner.
Yeah. Smoke a cigar, Mike.
I feel like Mike Posner would be a great cigar smoker. It's a meditative thing that I think he would really vibe with, but I don't know him personally.
He might. He's a very healthy dude, though.
Yeah.
Like, he walked across the country.
Saw that.
Climbed.
He hurt himself
Mount Everest
when he was.
Yeah. I don't know. Like but I think Mike might enjoy a cigar.
So you were independent, then you were signed to Strange Music, which is the largest independent music label out there.
Shout out Tech Nine.
Tech Nine. And then you went through your contract there and decided not to re-sign.
Yeah, well, I started out independent in Atlanta, trying to get on. Then I was getting older, getting worried about my career, wondering what to do. I started like studying flashcards and trying to get my GED, and maybe going to the Cordon Bleu or something.
Well, you're a cook.
Yeah, I like to cook. You know, it's a passion of mine.
And you worked in kitchens.
Yeah, and then I met Yelawolf, and Yelawolf had helped me out.
How did you meet Yelawolf?
I met him through my manager, Freddie at Transcend, and he was in a group with him called Dixie Mafia.
So Freddie was in a group with Yelawolf.
Yeah.
Yellow's from Alabama.
Yeah. We met over MySpace.
Okay, basically. So MySpace was connecting so many musicians back then.
I met Transcend over MySpace.
Now, was Freddie from Alabama too?
Freddie is from outer space. No. He's from El Paso.
Okay.
But he was looking up artists. He lives in Gwinnett County, where I'm at, and he was looking up artists in the area. So he found me on MySpace. We talked to each other, and so did Jay Plimp, who produced White Jesus.
Okay.
They were boys, and they were all in a crew called Dixie Mafia. They kind of worked, they had a circle like in the city. I was in the suburb.
Okay.
So anyway, Yelawolf was kind of like the main guy in that
Yeah,
crew.
yeah. He was a professional skater.
Yeah.
Semi-professional skater.
Semi-professional, yeah. I really didn't know.
And he had a great look. He's like a model and all that shit.
I just went out to a show one night and I was like, yo, we got to check these guys out.
Right.
Because I have no other options.
Yeah.
I'm about to quit and we're about to get evicted.
Right.
So like, this is my last chance. Like I had managers. I went through all the strip clubs, all the hood clubs. And either way, long story short, met Yelawolf. Yelawolf ended up signing to Eminem. And once he signed to Eminem, he realized he really didn't have the time to really help me out with the label that he wanted to start. So he introduced me to Tech Nine. And that's where I started. Later on, he started Slamerican and stuff, so I still rep the crew. Yeah. But so I ended up getting with Tech Nine and put me in front of a big audience and saw the Yelawolf. And
out of all this whole crew of people that were Southern influenced rap artists, to see Jelly Roll recently, I'm like, my friends know this guy. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, it's nice that something really big happened for him.
It's crazy. I say he flew to the moon. You know, Jelly Roll, we did a tour going to Florida, where we're at right now in Orlando. And he had a vision. He was like, Rittz, watch what I'm about to do. And he did it. And everybody you run into talks about Jelly Roll because who can't? Because he's out of here.
Yeah.
You know, God bless him, man. Such a nice guy. He's very deserving of
very
everything that's
cool.
going on right
Very
now.
cool.
But yeah, so a lot of different connections from Yelawolf to Tech Nine to Jelly and a lot of Atlanta connections that I made on my own before that too. Yeah.
So no one can deny Ritz's skills. I remember I had quit music and I became a chauffeur in Miami, just trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And it was like Art Basel week, and I got like a really cool gig for Nike or something like that. And I was driving around all these execs, and they were picking up music label guys. And one of them mentioned your name.
Oh, no shit.
And I was like, this is like 2011. And I was like, yeah, I know that. And they were like, shut the fuck up and drive. No one wants to hear your
right now. Can you find that guy?
So that was really cool. I knew you were onto something because of that. And my best friend has been your DJ pretty much the entire
Chris Crisis,
time.
man. Shout out Crisis.
Yeah.
Man. My first tour, I was cooking barbecue, and I never really took a job serious, but once that whole housing crisis happened in 2008, 2009, I was like, yo, I gotta do something. I gotta like stop trying to live on this dream of rapping.
Oh, I know.
So I started working like 50 hours a week or whatever, just busting ass at this barbecue restaurant. And, so that's when I met Wolf. I would go to the studio after that, and then I got the opportunity to open up for Rehab, who you tour with, and who Chris Crisis who's my DJ.
Shout out to Demon Jones.
Demon Jones.
Shout out to
Danny Boone.
Danny Boone.
Demon
what
Jones,
a voice on
Lamar
him.
Williams, everybody, man. Rehab.
I didn't know Lamar, but Danny was.
I didn't tour with Lamar either, but Lamar sung on a lot of my albums.
Truth be told, Danny's actually one of the reasons why I stopped doing music.
Why?
And I think that's I don't want anyone to take that in a negative way. I just saw someone who achieved all of the dreams that I had, and I didn't look at him and say, hey, this is someone who I want their life. I saw pain in him still. You think as a starving artist that the success will fix all of these problems, and it doesn't.
They don't.
It doesn't. So that made me realize. And then the other thing was him giving me the opportunity to open up for them. Him and Demon giving me that opportunity. I realized that mentally I can't handle travel like that.
Yeah, it's rough. And speaking of Danny Boone too, like. Danny Boone's really talented. So when you're that talented at coming up with hooks and songs and you don't get the credit or you don't get the payoff you deserve, it can wear you down. Yeah. You know, and it wears me down. So like shout out to Danny. We used to be on the bus, like the bus with me, Crisis, Demon, Danny. It had cockroaches on it.
Oh no.
I was telling you about it earlier. So like it would be this
That's what I'm trying to tell you guys out there. This shit is not glamorous.
But for me, I was getting paid like $250 a week, and I get paid $100 a night. So this was a lot more money. So then, like, Crisis would be like, bam, like hitting cockroaches. Like I told you, he like hit cockroaches up. But when the lights go out, you just gotta lay in the bunk and let them crawl all over you.
This is a real tour bus you're in.
Yeah, with like the leather seats, the neon lights, the whole glitz and glamour. And you just lay in the bed, man, and you just let the roaches just crawl over you. It was terrible.
The one thing I do want to say to you, your manager, and anyone else who's had any form of success in music is that I think it's really easy to look at music as the only thing that you know and think like, if it wasn't there, or if you decided to stop doing it, like that you don't have options. It's better than an MBA. It is better business training than an actual MBA degree. I'm telling you, you deal with so many different things, from merch to event management to rental of space, rental of vans. There's so many different dynamic things about being a musician.
With me too, and I totally agree, not to cut you off.
No, it's all good.
I just had like, my run's never been like totally smooth. Like even when I got on, like after the Cockroach bus, and I'm touring with Yelawolf, a guy wouldn't do my merch, so I would have to sell my own merch, and fans would be lined up around the building, and I'm pushing a dolly or a hand truck, and they're like, Rittz, what are you doing? And the merch is falling over, my back's breaking. I'm like, I'm selling my own merch. And I would have to sell. I mean, it's never been easy.
No, it never is.
And it's a grind. But then you're blessed to also have that grind, because you could be sitting there in your parents' house or your own house just making records that no one hears.
Of course, and having your word. I think as much as all artists want fame and money and that stuff, I think what's worth almost more than any of that is having your words heard and getting your art out. It's a form of art. That's what it comes down to. And what I realized was, after doing these cigar bands, I was on a podcast like a few months ago, and someone made me realize that this is just my new art.
Yeah, for sure.
So we just transfer it from one thing to another,
definitely.
And having your art be visible to the public is just an awesome opportunity for any artist.
It really is.
So cigars. Chris hits me up. He's like, yo, Rittz smokes cigars. He smokes flavored cigars. I was like, well, we got to get him off the flavored cigars. And you were like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that. But if you want to make me a flavored cigar, I've never made a flavored cigar in my life. So I started making all my calls. I ended up talking to Eric Espinosa, and he was like, bro, my guy will get you. And so I got hooked up, and we got the vanilla. You had the Corona Gorda, 6x44, so it was a Corona. True Corona size.
Corona and Lonsdale, or
Corona and Lonsdale can intersect. Okay. A Lonsdale's typically going to be a little bit bigger, but it's going to be a 42 or a 40. Yours is a 44, so it's a Corona gauge. It was a great cigar. People loved it.
Man.
But what caught my attention, not for nothing, as the owner of the business, was I think we had like 5,000 cigars, and I think like 4,200 of them sold like that.
Shout out to all y'all out there, Jesus Blanco.
So I was like, wow. Like, he's not in the cigar business. This man just sold like 5,000 cigars, like, without even thinking about it.
It's a great, I mean, for me, I know that the cigar aficionados, the Jesus Blanco was tasty and chewy.
It's a great cigar.
Amazing. Yeah.
Now this, I'm interested in, because we got to work on the packaging for you with some of your packaging and some of our ideas. And so we wanted to do a pack that was 2 regular non-flavored cigars and 2 flavored cigars. And it's called Evil Twin, okay? And we got the idea for the art. You named it, but we had the art worked up. I wanted to see you like this.
Well, you came up with the idea as far as like the Jekyll and Hyde type
yes,
thing.
But really what it was is I saw this artwork, and I was like, put Ritz's hair and hat on it. And then I was like, okay, let's make a regular Rittz. And I was like, okay, that's good for flavored and unflavored, but what are we gonna call it? And you sat with it for a minute, and you saw it, and you said, I have an idea, because I'm a twin.
Well, with me too, like as much as I like the Jesus Blanco and the flavored cigars, trying to educate myself and get more into cigar smoking. Non-flavored. And so I definitely wanted to do a non-flavored cigar. Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's vanilla rum.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you're gonna like it.
Beautiful.
It's really dope. It's tasty. But like, yeah, I wanted to do a non-flavored, but I'm glad that you didn't want to, you wanted to still do a flavored one as well. But yeah, coming up with the name, you were like, yo, how about Jekyll and Hyde type thing, because it's like who I am in person, with my history and just whatever. So I was Googling like hell, and none of it came up with nothing that I could. And then I realized I'm a twin. Like, I have a twin sister, and I'm kind of her evil twin. And so like that's a perfect idea for the flavor, non-flavored. You know what? She has a good job. I don't know exactly. She used to do child service, like stuff like that. But she has 4 kids.
Wow.
She's basically just full-time mom, hard worker.
Nice.
But she's my twin. And
well, shout out to her.
yeah, when I thought of evil twin, I was like, jackpot. It took so long to think of the name.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So
yeah, this is great, man.
there you have that, and I'm gonna smoke the unflavored one.
Nice.
And this comes from Esteli, Nicaragua.
So this is like a vanilla rum flavor. It's really good. I really like it a lot. Y'all are gonna like this a lot, and plus you get both in a 4-pack.
I look at it more like a collector's thing. This band, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see these bands, these die cuts. Like this isn't easy stuff to do. And then you want to just show them?
Yeah, the packaging too is crazy.
And I've never seen a 4-pack like this where they're up and down instead of across. So it's pretty cool to see them stacked like that. Yo, bro, the smoke on that smells delicious.
Smells nice, right?
I do have to admit the aroma on a flavored cigar is unbelievable. It's like a pipe.
I think that's why I initially started smoking flavored cigars.
It sounds like you had a positive experience as a kid. Someone around you that you liked smoked
I did.
a pipe.
There was an old man that was my neighbor that he smoked a pipe, and it just, I don't know. I also don't know what tree it is, but sometimes you walk outside and get this smell of like tobacco. I don't know, but it just reminds me of this, and just reminds me of cigar smoke too, and pipe smoke. So,
William, you got to try this.
Yeah.
This is a Habano. It was made by AJ Fernandez, who's probably the Dr. Dre of the cigar industry at this point. I mean, the guy's just a legend. And it's a really good cigar. This one's been aged about 1.5 years. Wow.
now I still can't even pay him to smoke a flavored cigar though. He's still
I tried a few here and there.
I miss it.
But you know, it's just not. Once you learn how to get the flavors, and see, so to the people out there that are still smoking flavored cigars, eventually you'll probably make the transition to non-flavored cigars. But you need to be able to retrohale. You know what retrohale is? Yeah, so you're passing it through your nose, because that's when you're gonna start picking up the flavors and you'll start getting some of those things naturally. And it's the difference, it's the exact same difference between a flavored whiskey and a non-flavored whiskey. At some point, your palate just matures and you, but if you wanna stay with flavored cigars, it's fine.
And I still can't retrohale like he taught me how to. I still try. But watching Privada videos, you know, just tasting it like it's, just imagine tasting water. And just watching the videos helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
I know we talked about what the flavored cigar tastes like. What notes are you getting out of the unflavored, of the pack?
Cedar, vanilla. There's some oak on the finish. There's a little bit of red pepper. There's some sort of, I want to call it like a fruit forward thing, like a dried like strawberry or something, but it's really more of a sensation than anything. And then on the finish, it leaves this beautiful peppery, but not over abrasive, like kind of, it lets you know it was there, but it's not dirty, it's clean. Super, super clean Nicaraguan tobacco. So for those of you out there that have never had Nicaraguan tobacco, this is a great introduction to it.
Yeah, man, I was so like, when you sent me the samples of what we were doing, man, I love that cigar. It was great. And I'm getting more into smoking non-flavored cigars as well. I just like the fact that people have the option with getting this pack and just having both.
For sure. And by the way, you know, I think, you know, the cigar industry should thank you for taking the time and having the balls or the
audacity.
Having the courage to talk about, to be real.
Yeah.
And to do the things you smoke flavored
I like
cigars,
what I
and
like.
you're not. Yeah, exactly.
I like what I like.
And that's awesome, man. So, and we need more, a lot of people that have following their managers or whoever stopped them from talking about cigars because they don't want any, I don't know what.
Well, it's a good introduction because as you start if you do start smoking flavored cigars, then you start learning how to taste flavors and non-flavored cigars. So, and these got a nice ginger finish to it. But no, these are great, man. Evil Twin, yeah.
That's it, man. So, Privada Cigar Club, Rittz, Evil Twin. Some of the coolest packaging we've ever been involved with. Really, really cool, dope. Right? Really, really cool. We should make some merch for this stuff.
Let's do it.
It'll be available on the site as soon as you see this video. And give Rittz a follow on social media, whether you listen to hip hop or not. He's a great guy, and it's cool to see the journey that a good artist takes. So thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate you coming down.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. And
I wish DJ Chris Crisis could have been here.
Shout out to Crisis. And hey, hit me up. Let's talk cigars, man. Maybe y'all could,
Okay. That's a hell of an invite right there. Your inbox is going to get.
Actually, since we've been working, man, I've dealt with a good bit of people that.
That's
in the
cool.
cigar world, so it's been awesome.
Some of my biggest members, like longest term members, were, Rittz. I've been listening to Rittz forever. So
hit me up. Let's talk cigars.
My man Corey up in
Indiana, man.
Okay, all right, y'all. Hashtag we are Privada. Hashtag we are family. Hashtag we are the industry. Peace.
Yeah. That cool?
Bitch, I've been partying all my life. Since a kid, I've been involved with drugs. Homies starting fights. In the end, it will get resolved with guns. Your best friend for your girl. How to trust anyone you hard ass. Kill a boss and the devil's in the sin when you went shooting up his apartment. Shit, my life always been up.